Hey friends, I got to share this with you because this was a great WTF moment this morning. So the salesman for the area and myself made a joint visit to a potential customer to install some loggers because they're looking to replace their old dilapidated equipment. And the current OEM service provider for the installed equipment is the one currently doing service at this place. We had a competitor of ours also come in before us and did a audit of the air system and proposed what they believe is going to be the correct system for them. And they asked us to come in, we installed our loggers, and once we have the relevant info, we'll give our version of the quote, whatever. So what I found extremely hilarious today is as I'm there at this place, I'm installing the loggers on the machines, right? There's 4 air compressors, so we got 4 kW loggers, we got a pressure logger that's got to go somewhere in the system. As I'm installing the kW loggers, lock the machines out, shut them down, lock them out, all that stuff, verify no voltage. I go into the compressor cabinet and I go to put my little alligator clips onto the incoming power, and of the 4 machines, 2 of them, the incoming wires just pulled out, just not even close to tight. So I'm like, okay, there's strike 1 and strike 2 on the current service provider, because maybe this is a me thing, maybe I'm weird, I don't know, but every time I do a major PM on a machine, so air filter, oil filter, separator, oil change, that whole spiel, I'm going in the electrical cabinet and I'm just going to tighten everything up just to make sure we don't have these kinds of problems. So I'm like, all right, well, there's strike 1 and strike 2 on this current service provider. And so within this system, they have about a 1,000 gallon wet receiver, and then they have 2 about 1,000 gallon dry receivers. And I go over to the wet receiver tank, and I touch everything when I'm in the compressor room, unless it's spinning, then I try not to touch that. But if it's not spinning and it's not like live electrical, like I'll touch it. I just anyway. So I go over to the wet tank, and it has the AccuDrain on it, big cylinder with the little test button on top, and it's got the cylinder that pushes the valve open. You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, first thing I notice when I walk over to the wet tank is the balance lines that are running down to the AccuDrain from the wet tank have water dripping from them. I'm like, that's probably not good. So I go over to the AccuDrain and I hit the test button, and the drain to expel the liquid does not open, but a nice stream of water comes shooting out of the cylinder and across the room. I was like, oh, well, that's cool. So then I did the real scientific test, and I got my Leatherman out and I went funk, funk on the side of the tank, and that's exactly what it sounded like. Funk. Wasn't a nice dong, it was just funk. So I said, well, okay, I think that's strike 3 on the current service provider. So went ahead and, because we're nice guys, we went ahead and helped them get that tank started draining. I'm not going to stand there and watch the damn thing all day, I'll promise you that. But we did manage to knock a good bit of the rust loose and at least get some water flow out of it. The gentleman there said he was going to take care of it from there. So yeah, and so we have one competitor already in there doing service, obviously not taking care of the equipment. We have another competitor that came in ahead of us that failed to catch these items and address them, because I'll guarantee you that the other competitor that was in there, they were not there all that long ago. That tank did not fill up in the last week, I promise you that. That's been ongoing. Big old 1,000 gallon tank, yeah, that's been ongoing for a little bit. So we have one competitor in there doing service, obviously not doing their job. We have another competitor that went in there and hung logger equipment and obviously didn't touch everything and you know, make sure that the system is actually up to snuff to even be data logged. And then we come in not doing anything out of the ordinary. It's not like the salesman and I went in there, we're like, we're going to give this huge, awesome level of service. We're going to win this customer. No, it was like we went in and we just did what we do, and problems exposed themselves. So, I guess the moral of the story is, you know, haha, that's pretty funny. You guys suck. I'm awesome. But we already knew that. The real moral of the story here is, even when you're going to log a system, probably ought to make sure the system's actually up to snuff to even be logged. And if you're not doing that, shame on you. All right, that's what I got. See ya.